Good day everyone. So we are back on our discussion on sets. I am Ma'am Bernadette C. Regalado, or you can call me Ma'am Badet. So as you all know, we already discussed 3 lessons on sets for Module 1. So this will be on Module 2, we'll have 2 lessons. So next, Module 2 on sets, content standard. The learner demonstrates the key concepts of sets. Performance standard. The learner is able to formulate challenging situations involving sets and solve this in the variety of strategies. The component of sets is under number sense. Competency. Illustrate well-defined sets, subsets, universal sets, null sets, cardinality of sets, union and intersection of sets, and the difference of 2 sets. So with regards to our competency, we already discussed well-defined sets, null sets, and cardinality of sets. So for Module 2, we'll be focusing on subsets, universal sets, and the set operations or operations on sets. So are you excited with our lesson? So let's start with Lesson 1, Universal Sets and Subsets. Okay, before we continue with our discussion, I want you to pause the video and prepare your module at the same time as scratch paper, because we will answer a series of activities during the entire lesson. Okay. Okay, let us now proceed to the objectives of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to: number 1, describe and illustrate subsets and universal sets. Number 2, relate subsets and universal sets in real-life situations. So I hope at the end of the lesson, this will be your checklist in order to be attained. At the same time, I hope you would learn something from the lesson. Okay, I have here a picture of 3 boys. So they are the 3 brothers, Jason, Jojo, and Elijah, who went to bicycle store to buy bicycles. So after going over those displayed, they picked out 3 they like: a green one, a red one, and a blue one. They could not decide which, if any, they should buy. So this is the situation. So we will help the 3 boys on what will be their decision. Okay, next. So this is the scenario. So they were very much overwhelmed seeing the bicycles and keep thinking of themselves, shall we take all, some, or none? So that would be the question. So I hope we can help the 3 boys to decide. Okay, next. So again, these are the bicycles, the blue one, the red one, and the green bicycle. So if we denote this as a set, consists of elements red, green, and blue, what are the possible choices can the 3 brothers make? So what do you think? Okay, I want you to pause the video. Try to write your answer. What are the possible choices? Your answer should be in a form of a set. Okay, so the correct answer could be, so they could take one. So it could either be, the answer could either be red, green and blue. They could also take 2 bicycles, so either the combination of red and green, red and blue, or the green and blue. They could also take the 3 bicycles, so it could be red, green, and blue. And finally, they could also decide they will not take any of the bicycles. So did you get all the correct answers? Okay, very good. Okay, let us have now the next one. So universal set. The universal set is a set of all elements of all sets. So the universal set is usually given a symbol U. So letter U po ang ginagamit para ma-denote that it is a universal set. So remember, universal set, set of all elements of all sets. Para pong pagsasama-samahin lang lahat po ng elements ng given na mga set para mabuo ang isang universal set. Let us have an example. If we have set X is a set of odd counting numbers less than 10. Okay, I want you to pause the video. Write the elements of set X. So what are the elements of set X? So set X consists of elements 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So 10 will not be included because the term used is less than. Okay, next. We have your set Y is a set of even counting numbers less than 11. Okay, I want you to list down the elements of the given set Y. Okay, pause the video. Please write your answers in a form of a set using capital letter Y equals enclose in braces all the elements of given set. Okay, so we'll have your set Y consists of elements 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, given that sets X and Y, what will be our universal set? Okay, so please write your answer using the symbol capital U as the universal set. Okay, so final answer, universal set will be consist of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let us now have subsets. So set A is a subset of set B written as A subset of B. So this is a symbol used for subset. If and only if every element in A is also an element in set B. Okay, let us have this problem. Suppose you are craving for ice cream and you have 3 options to choose from: chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and buko pandan ice cream. Of these 3 options, you have now a set of ice cream. So we'll have the universal set consists of elements chocolate, vanilla, buko pandan. Okay. So we have here this little guy. A question: can you help me decide what ice cream will I choose? So will I choose the chocolate, vanilla, or buko pandan? What if I could take only one ice cream at a time? What do you think? What could be his choices? Okay, I want you to pause the video and write the possible answers. Remember, the question is one ice cream at a time. Okay, done? Okay. So the possible answers: chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. So just have to write the elements as only one element. As chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. Okay, next. Again, he asked, what if I could take 2 ice cream at a time? What if a combination of 2 ice cream? Okay, so again, pause the video. Write the possible answer. Okay, so the possible combination could be chocolate and vanilla, vanilla and buko pandan, and chocolate and buko pandan, wherein you have 2 elements in a set. Okay, next. Okay, again, yes, another question. What if I could take all of them? The 3 ice cream. Okay, please write your answer. Okay, so the possible answers, the universal set. So vanilla, chocolate, and buko pandan. So that is the final answer. Only one answer. So because we only have 3 elements. Okay. So next. Oh, here's another question. But if I choose to follow the advice of my doctor of avoiding sweets, so my option is not to eat ice cream anymore. Not to eat ice cream. Okay, how are you going to represent it in a set? Pause the video. Please write your answer. Okay, so the answer will be an empty set or a null set. Did you get all the answers correct? Very good. Okay, so let us have the recall on the universal set: chocolate, vanilla, buko pandan. Okay, so the subsets are anyone. So the term anyone, so the possible subsets: chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. So we'll just write one element for every set. If the question is any 2, so the possible answers will be chocolate, buko pandan, chocolate, vanilla, vanilla, buko pandan. Okay. So if the question is any 3, so there will only be one answer: chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. And finally, none. So the answer will be an empty set. So if you're going to count the subsets of the given universal set with 3 elements, so there will be how many subsets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, take note of this. To determine the number of subsets in a given set, multiply 2 by itself as many times as the number of elements in the given set. So we have here a formula, 2 raised to n, where n is the number of elements. So you just have to count the number of elements to determine the number of subsets. Let us go back to our example. So our given there is a universal set consists of elements chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. Okay, let us count the number of elements. We'll have 1, 2, 3. So it would be n is equal to 3. So let us now determine the number of subsets given that n is equal to 3. So we will use the formula 2 raised to n. So it would now be equal to 2 raised to 3 equals 2 times 2 times 2. So that would be 8. So that is why we have 8 subsets given the universal set chocolate, vanilla, and buko pandan. Let us now proceed to our next discussion. Okay, I want you do not forget the following. A subset of a given set contains some, all, or none of the elements of the given set. So we already give you the example, using the example on the ice cream, set of ice cream. So if every element of set A belongs to set B, then A is a subset of B. So every set is a subset of itself. So whatever the universal set, it could also be a subset. The empty set is a subset of every set. So there's always a null set in a given set. The overall set under discussion is the universal set. So the number of subsets of a set is given by 2 raised to n, where n is the number of elements of the given set. So have you recalled what we have discussed previously? Okay, so let us now have the next one. Okay, we also have proper subsets. So set A is a proper subset of set B. So this will be the symbol. No more underline below. So because if there is an underline below this symbol, it would just be subset. So if there is at least one element in B not contained in A, so it would be called proper subset. Now, let us now proceed to our example. So given this set with an elements of 1, 2, and 3 is a proper subset of the set with an elements of 1, 2, 3, and 4 because the element 4 is not in the first set. So if you notice, we have an element which is 1, 2, and 3. These elements are present in the second set except 4. So in symbol, we could write this as this one. So set consists of elements 1, 2, 3, and then we use this symbol to denote that it is a proper subset of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let us now have the next one. So the next one will be about power sets. The power set of a given set A is the set of all subsets of A, including the null set and A itself. So when we say power set, you're going to combine all the subsets. So the first thing you should do is to identify first the subsets. And then combine it as one set, then it will be now our power sets. Okay, let's do this in example. So, the power set of A, denoted by this symbol, given that A is equal to the elements 1, 2, and 3. Remember, to determine the subsets, if there are 3 elements, the subsets will be, just like what we have done in the first few part of our lesson, we'll have 8 subsets. What are these subsets? That includes the set itself, the null set, or there could only be 1 element, and 2 elements. Okay, so this is the power set of set A. So the null set, the set with only 1 as an element, 2 as the element, 3 as the element, or the combination 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, and finally 1, 2, and 3. So this could only be called a power set if we are to use phrases in all the subsets. You have to remember that. Okay, you are now equipped with knowledge to answer lesson 1, activity 1. So I want you to pause the video and answer the activity, and we'll explain some items in the activity for you to test whether you really learned something about the lesson. Okay, this is from your activity 1. Question: determine the number of subsets of set B. Consists of elements 6, 12, 18, and 24. So the number of subsets of set B is blank. Okay, I want you to pause the video. Try to answer. Remember, the formula in finding or in determining the number of subsets is 2 raised to n, where n is the number of elements. Okay, the solution will be n is equal to 4. So if you count the number of elements, there are 4 elements. So using the formula 2 raised to n, it would be 2 raised to 4 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we multiply 2 4 times. So it would be equal to 16. Okay, next we'll have from activity 1. So here is the question. Tell whether the statement is true or false. So the first set consists of elements 10 and 20, is a proper subset of the second set, consists of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So there is an ellipsis stating or telling you that it is continuous. Okay, I want you to pause the video and write your answer as to whether it is true or false. Okay, so let's check whether your answer is correct. Okay, the answer is true. Okay, remember class, when we say it is a proper subset, meaning all the elements in the first set should be or should contain in the second set all the elements. So since there is an ellipsis, it is telling you that 10 and 20 are part or are elements of the second set. So that is why the answer is true. Okay, I hope you get the correct answer. So I think you've got an impressive score on our you will have an impressive score on our activity 1. Okay, thank you for listening and watching the video. So I want you to keep in mind to keep striving, keep answering your lessons and activities. So this has been in collaboration with Ma'am Cheryl Maytree Rodriguez and Ma'am Christine Marie N. Pamor. So again, this is Ma'am Badet.